Tomorrow's show today. Thank you, Tumbleweed. Very dramatic with the cue on that. This is Jonathon. There's Kelly Nash.
Hello, Facebookers.
So today is Thursday. This will be the day that Dorian finally moves offshore. We're excited about tomorrow. Bye, Dorian.
Oh yeah, we had enough of Dorian long before Dorian even got here. We had enough of Dorian.
That's true. So tomorrow, given that it's Friday, first thing we're going to do is get your shout out. I don't know if you're excited. You might just want to shout out and say goodbye to Dorian. We're heading into a big weekend. Gamecock fans getting excited about Holinsky playing. Some people say the ticket sale is going to be down. But I'm saying it's going to sell out, brother. Gamecock's going to come out of the woodwork. So
start the Holinsky era.
That's right.
I think that we're going to probably hear from more Clemson fans tomorrow because they got a huge game with Texas A&M this weekend at home. So that's going to be big news for Clemson Tiger fans.
Oh, this is going to be the game. I'm betting. I was going to bet the 401k because I'm calling for the upset. But I decided I'm going to bet all the money in my PayPal account from my Get Upside app. So we're looking at about $120 here. I'm putting that on the line, Tumbleweed.
Ooh.
All right, so that's for tomorrow. So if you want to get your shout out, celebrating a birthday, anniversary, my mom and dad celebrating their 66th anniversary. So if you get celebrating something this weekend, you can get that out tomorrow morning early, right after 6. And we got a brand new iHeartRadio world premiere song, Kelsey Ballerini.
That's exciting stuff.
That's going to be a 6.
And I should mention that this weekend, my mother will be celebrating the annual, what is it? Like it's the annual celebration of her 29th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
We continue it into perpetuity. So she's
right.
Happy birthday, Mom, this weekend. And
Happy
the card is
birthday,
on the
Dee.
way. I hope it gets there in time. I sent it out yesterday, but they said something was going on with the mail. I don't know if it's from Dorian or whatever. They said it might not get there till like next Tuesday or Wednesday. So it went out yesterday, just so you know.
So, by the way, thanks to the Morning Rush regulars who kept chiming in all day yesterday to tell me where to get the best liver and onions. And I ended up not going. I was supposed to go to Orangeburg, but the weather looked inclement. So I decided instead I was going to go try a new restaurant in Forest Acres called Fresh Bouquet. Loved it. By the way, Bouquet is the Bouquet is a reference to the way that they cut the fish, the chicken, and the tofu. It's in little squares. And then they put it in your bowl and mix it up for you. Good stuff. I enjoyed that. I thought I was getting a fresh poke, but that turned out not to be the case. It's Fresh Bouquet.
Well, you bring up food, and that's interesting, and we'll tie it into a book, which has apparently been a big children's book since the 80s in England. And it's called, it's from a woman who wrote The Worst Witch. This one is called A Piece of Cake.
Okay.
And A Piece of Cake stars somebody named Mrs. Large, who's a large elephant who spends the book trying to lose weight so that she can get healthy and teach her kids how to be healthy.
Oh.
Or little elephants, apparently. Now, that has become front page news because of the backlash as according to the people in England, it's fat shaming children.
Exactly. You just called them a baby elephant. Look, are you going to treat my kids like this? I thought it was going to be encouraging. We're talking about a better diet. Look what you're doing to my kid's psyche.
Well, I don't know. It seems like we might have crossed some sort of threshold here, where people now are looking at books that were written 30 or 40 years ago, and they want it banned because it's an insult to children, and it also teaches children to fat shame. By the way, I never thought of it as fat shaming. If someone is according to this, the elephant wants to lose weight, and the critics are saying the elephant should be happy with who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait a minute, can't the elephant choose its own truth? Are you taking the choice away from the elephant?
Exactly.
That seems a bit harsh.
The elephant wants to be a giraffe. Are you telling the elephant he can't be a giraffe? I think you need to mind your own beeswax.
Yeah, well, if I'm supposed to be happy with who I am,
right,
then
I identify as a kind of chubby giraffe.
Yeah, but what if, that whole argument of, well, wait a minute, identify with who you are, be happy with who you are, but I don't want to be this gender any longer. Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine, and we will encourage that. We'll change that, but I feel overweight. No. Love yourself as you are. Don't lose any weight. Anyway.
When you mentioned food again, I thought you were going to bring up the global warming alarmist who yesterday announced they listened to. We're not going to have trees on this planet in the future. So we're going to be eating insects. Basically, the stuff that you use now as bait for fish is what we'll be eating in the future. But then he upped it.
Yeah, and this is not just some global warming alarmist. This is a professor in Sweden who gave a speech on global warming and said that within the next generation, that means our kids, they're going to have to learn how to eat humans. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to stay alive.
He sounded very excited about it. Yeah, but he sounded like we're going to really go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're going to start grilling your neighbors. So let's just.
I don't know if there's any room to talk about that on the show. Kids, it's the first day back at school. What do you think? You're going to be the first generation that has to eat humans.
Well, we can talk about your neighbors grilling. We could do that.
Definitely going to talk about that one. That was a great story. Last week, I think, is when we first heard about what was happening in Perth, Australia. A woman named Celia Carden is a vegan, and she's very upset that her neighbors have barbecues with their children in the backyard.
They put meat on the grill.
And she said that I'm unable to enjoy my own home because of their barbecuing. And she sued him in local court. Then she took it to like a district court. She's all the way to the Supreme Court now in Australia, trying to get some. And this family next door has spent thousands in legal fees. So this weekend they're going to have a barbecue, but not just any barbecue. This is going to be. Right now, 3,000 people have already RSVP'd to attend this barbecue, and hashtag get some pork on Celia's fork is what they're going to do. So 3,000 people are going to come over
and buy a plate of barbecue.
Yeah, and they're paying to try to help her or help this family fight the vegan. So we're going to come up with ways you've gotten back at your neighbor. A 3,000 person barbecue is a pretty big deal.
That's good. That's great. That's gonna be. You got a neighbor that gets on your nerve. May have even cost you some money. We've heard about this before. Like your neighbor's got a car and it doesn't. The tags are out. It won't crank. You can't leave that parked on the grass in an unincorporated area of Richland County. But what if your neighbor then goes to the mechanic, gets the car fixed, goes to the Department of Revenue, pays the back tax, gets a tag. Now he's got 3 or 4 cars. They all run. They're all parked on the grass still, and he just smiles and waves at you when you get home every day. I've heard about that fight going on.
We'll break that down to 7:15 tomorrow. Okay. The number one thing to bet on in America is the NFL, according to this poll, and I am shocked at how few people are betting. They threw this statistic at me like I was supposed to be intimidated by it. 38 million Americans admit to gambling on the NFL. That's 15% of the adult population. And at first that sounds a bit bad, but then when you scroll through it, you realize that they count people who play like fantasy leagues as betting on the NFL. Well, that's 80% of our office is in a fantasy league.
90% of my house is in one.
Couldn't get the dogs in?
No.
So, are you betting on the NFL? Would you rather bet on college football, or are you just opposed to gambling at any level?
Well, I'm already on the record. I'm putting all my $127.32, I just checked it, on my Get Upside PayPal account. I'm putting that on the line.
And what do you expect to happen?
Saturday.
What's happening?
We cover +10.
The Gamecocks, if you haven't heard, are 40-point favorites going into this game. 40 points.
40 points.
When's the last time we scored 40 points in a game? I don't even remember the last time that happened.
But we're supposed all on the line. I want Holinsky to know I'm there for him.
But you're saying we're going to score at least 50 and shut them out.
I'm doing 50.
All right.
Or I put that on the line.
You might be kissing that money goodbye.
Well, we'll find out now, won't we? And that's okay, because I can make more money every time I pump gas.
Well, we're going to
work the commercial into this.
We're going to get Patrick Davis, our singer-songwriter buddy.
That's right.
He'll be on the show tomorrow at about 8:25 with Gamecock Talk. Does he agree with Jonathon?
He's going to be here again next week for the Hootie and the Blowfish shows that start.
Yeah,
this month is flying by.
Yeah, we're hopefully going to have Steven Garcia join us next week as well for the Alabama game.
Yep.
And then, of course, we'll have Clemson Sports Talk's host joining us at about 8:05 to get ready for the Texas A&M game tomorrow morning. So
it's going to be a big Friday. I don't even know how we're going to fit all this in one program. I'm bringing a crowbar.
And, of course, if anything happens today with Dorian, whether it happens in Myrtle Beach or Charleston or whatever, as that's moving out to sea, we'll have all the latest for you on how they're restoring power to the area. How long will the evacuees have to wait before they can go back? We'll give you updates not only throughout the day on 97.5 WCOS, but tomorrow morning as well.
All right. It's going to be a busy weekend. We get it all kicked off tomorrow morning, 5:30. We go live. Don't forget, 6 o'clock, iHeartRadio World Premiere. We got some great music tomorrow as well. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can do it here, obviously. You can call us tomorrow morning, get your shout out at 978 WCOS. And then we'll kick it off tomorrow morning, early, Friday, tomorrow.